What is up, guys? So I just watched the preview for episode 66. I did this last night, and then I watched it again today just to go through it. And of course, me, like everyone else, is excited because we have Vegito, and we don't just have regular Vegito, we have what is essentially God Vegito, because we're going to get him in his base form, and then obviously right away in the preview trailer he goes Super Saiyan Blue instantly, which of course is Super Saiyan with Godly Ki. So we're going to have what should be currently the most powerful fighter on their side right now, because obviously Beerus and Whis have to stay neutral, and Omni King of course is neutral. So on their side, Vegito is the most powerful fighter that they have right now. So with that said, there's also a chance Vegito might actually still be more powerful than Beerus at this point, but we can get into that on another episode. I don't want this whole thing to turn into that, but I wanted to talk about the trailer because there's some interesting things. A lot of us saw Vegito, and of course we're super excited, and there are some things in the trailer that I noticed that were really interesting to me, and I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit. So first of all, though, I want to talk about, very quickly, Vegito's transformation into Super Saiyan Blue, which was really cool looking, and then he does show off some techniques that Goku and Vegeta kind of brought to the table. So we of course have instant transmission and things like that. We have him using energy waves that both of them use, and it looks like Vegito may actually have a fight here, because remember when he was brought in for Boo, he just owned Boo. Like, there was no competition. Even in his base form, he was greater than Boo, and then when he went Super Saiyan, there was no contest. Even as a candy, he was still able to destroy Boo and mess him up. But it looks like, if you look at the trailer, they're going to see some shots of Vegito's face, and it looks like he's kind of messed up a little bit as well. So it does not look like it's going to be a straightforward crush by Vegito. It looks like they're actually going to have a legitimate fight, which is awesome, because that will actually help to further develop Vegito as a character. Because, let's face it, when he was against Boo, there was barely any character development, because it was just him as a cocky person just beating up on someone who was much weaker than him. So, and then of course he was gone very quickly. A couple episodes he was absorbed, then he turned back into Goku and Vegeta. But in this episode coming up, now I don't expect, that's the thing about Super, it's getting very close to the end of this arc. I don't expect Vegito to be around for very long, and I'll explain how they're going to defuse. I have a theory about this, but I'm going to explain how they defuse in a minute. But it looks like Vegito is going to be I think he's still more powerful than Zamasu, but he's definitely matched a little more evenly than he was last time. And of course, even in his god form, he's still fighting another god. So they're two fighters with Godly Ki fighting right now. But of course, you see the instant transmission, energy waves. We see him, honestly, from what we see, him whooping up on Zamasu. But of course, Zamasu still has some tricks up his sleeve. I'm sure we'll see that next episode, because it looked like he tagged Vegito a couple times too. But to get into it, when I was watching this trailer, and I'll show you some clips, we see Zamasu kind of have some problems. You see the side of his face is purple, his arm is this weird, like, purple goo, and it was a little odd to me when I saw this, and then I realized something. We ended the episode with Goku and Zamasu, their energy blasts clashing and then exploding. Well, in one of the preview summaries for one of this past episode, it talks about how Goku used a life-threatening ability basically to destroy something on Zamasu, and I thought about this. Now, on his finger, he still has that ring even after fusing, the time ring, and the only way one of the Zamasus, which should be Goku Black, is even in existence is because of that time ring he's wearing. What if that time ring in that explosion was destroyed, and now part of the fusion has to return to a different time because he doesn't exist anymore? But remember, when they fuse, they create a new being. They don't... When two people fuse with Potara, the way it's explained, they don't just come together and become one person. They come together and then another person comes into existence. So Vegito, of course, has traits of both Goku and Vegeta, but he's a different person. He's not Goku and Vegeta essentially merged. He's a new person with their personalities. It's kind of hard to explain. So of course we have merged Zamasu, who is not Goku Black and Zamasu merged, smushed together. It's a new person, but because he still has their traits and basically parts of them, the fusion is basically breaking down, essentially. And this is a really cool, I think this is a really cool thing to do, because it kind of explores the Potara fusion that we've seen so many times, but we don't get a lot of backstory or background on the effects of it. Because remember, Goku and Vegeta defused after a few episodes, we didn't see it very long. But here we have two people with that type of fusion fighting. And I believe because he lost his time ring, he's starting to kind of act different. Like, you see that purple, and this, like, he's like a Resident Evil person, you know, one of the zombies with the goo and everything coming out of him. And it looks like he's becoming weaker because of it. So that kind of disappointed me, because we're not going to see, to me, like a fully powered up Zamasu fighting Vegito. We're going to have a slightly weakened one fighting Vegito. But it's still going to be great to see Vegito essentially, which should happen, basically beat Zamasu. I don't see why. There's also a chance, because Goku Black is not in existence anymore, maybe this time ripple or something is making Zamasu not immortal anymore, and Vegito's able to kill him. That way we don't have to get with the, I don't want to say eye rolling, but the weird button he was given by Omni King, which honestly, that's kind of frustrating. I wish he didn't get that weird button. I don't think he's going to use it, because that would be, I think most people can agree, one of the most anticlimactic endings to an arc that has this much build. We've been waiting so long for Vegito in this arc. As soon as we saw those Bataro earrings on either one of them, all of us kind of thought about, oh, what if they can use those to fuse? You know, and honestly, credit to, there are some awesome Dragon Ball channels on here. Geekdom is awesome, and, you know, he followed the scene completely. I would read a lot of his tweets, I would look at the videos he would make, and they figured it out. You know, they knew Vegito was coming. They had the different things that the voice actor said, that they just recorded, and they, credit to them, man. They were on top of it. The Dragon Ball community is very smart, where it's almost like they're like detectives, you know, or detectives figuring this stuff out. And it's amazing, because I think the reason, I had this thought as well about the preview, I think they just put Vegito dead center right away, because they must know how smart the Dragon Ball fans are, that we're going to figure it out anyway. So you want to get ratings for this show, which, keep in mind, it's a business, it's all about ratings. Put Vegito front and center, like they did. Literally the first shot you see is his face, like this, and then zoom out and he turns into a Super Saiyan Blue. And that's a great idea. It's going to pull ratings. If you're not used to watching Dragon Ball Super when it airs, I encourage you, because this is going to be the episode that this entire arc has been building to. If you're any type of Dragon Ball fan, if you remember Vegito at all, watch this next episode. I think they're going to get to Vegito in the first 5 minutes. They're going to fuse, and it's going to be awesome. I implore you, seriously, watch this episode. If you're not sure about when it airs, if you go online, you can pretty much find it on Google. I will tell you, I am on the East Coast, and to my knowledge, it usually airs here at our time around 8 p.m. or so. Over there in Japan, it airs 9 a.m. So if you go on to Google and you type in, you know, when's 9 a.m. in Japan compared to my time, it'll tell you when you can watch it. Watch it. It's going to be great. We're going to see some really cool stuff from Vegito, because, again, he's going to have more of a match. So check it out. I want to see what's going on with this fusion with Zamasu, because there's a bunch of things that could be going on, why he's purple. So check it out. So I was talking about how they're going to defuse. I had this idea that possibly the Potara fusion does not mix well with time travel, and you see kind of the effects with what's going on with Zamasu, where he's turning purple and everything in the next episode. There's a good chance that that fusion and time travel are not supposed to be mixed, and they do weird things when this is happening. So in the case of Vegito, a lot of people are like, oh, you have to collect the Dragon Balls to defuse. Well, the last time this happened, they didn't have to do that. Remember, they were absorbed by Boo, and the weird environment kind of split them up. Now, my thought was they're going to probably go back in time, well, go back to their timeline. During basically the trip, I have a feeling Vegito's actually going to defuse into Goku and Vegeta, because traveling between timelines is probably affecting the Potara transformation, the fusion. And we're probably going to see the two of them split while they're in the time machine, or maybe when they get out, they split. More than likely, they're going to leave as Vegito and then show up in the next timeline as Goku and Vegeta. But again, that's just an idea. It's possible that they do go back and they use the Dragon Balls. But how interesting would it be if Vegito sticks around for, you know, an arc or a couple episodes or something? That'd be kind of cool, because then we kind of see his character. We could see how other people react to him. For example, we could see Chi-Chi and Bulma react to him. I mean, where does he go? You know, does he stay with Chi-Chi, just stay with Bulma? Or like what, you know, how his sons even react to it. How, you know, little Trunks and Goten and even Gohan react to it. Because remember, at the time, not a lot of people saw Vegito originally. You know, you had, who saw him? I guess Boo saw him, Hercule saw him, B, a little dog. So not a lot of people actually saw Vegito when he was fused. It could be really interesting, probably good for his character if he does stay fused maybe and kind of talks to people and see what their reaction is to him. And I'm super excited, like everyone else is, to see Vegito. So I will be, I'll make another video, an hour after the episode airs on Saturday night. So check here around 9 o'clock at night, and we'll kind of have reactions and build up and everything. It'll be really, really cool, and we'll do some explanation and kind of analyze the episode and see what happens. So until then, I will see you guys later.